welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Global Offensive Champions League. We're into Season 5 and we've got our second map of the night. This is going to be, obviously, Nexus versus Fragsport, and we're going to be jumping into the game in just a second. It is going to be on Cobblestone as well, so fun stuff there. I'm just getting into the server for you guys, and then we will kick it away. So, obviously, best of one format, same as the rest of the events has been so far in the round of 16, and single elimination, so loser is going to be going home. Again, shout out to our league partner for this event, that's Face It. Obviously, huge thanks to them, and we are going to be jumping into it in just a few seconds here. I can kick it off with a warm-up, so you can at least have a look to see what we've got going on here, but nothing too special. We are just into the warm-up, so Knife going to be starting. As you can see, the players start to ready up, and then we'll be kicking it off. So obviously, Cobblestone, very kind of equal map in terms of balance, a little bit T-sided in terms of recent results, but at this kind of level, maybe it won't be as T-sided. You do see a lot of shifts in effectiveness when you come down to kind of Tier 3, Tier 4 CS, which is kind of what we're around at the moment. So yeah, definitely, Knife Round not going to be as important as it was on such as Train in the previous map, so it's going to be okay nonetheless. But jumping into the Knife Round anyway, and I am Hugo, for those wondering. I am going to be casting this league, so Harry's no longer with us for this match. He was just jumping in for the previous one. He had to go and attend to business, so he's going to be gone at least for the time being, but maybe we'll see him later pop up in the league. We don't really know, but we're going to be jumping right into this one. And apparently, okay, is this a pistol round? I assumed we were onto knife, that's what I got told, but nope, apparently you're on the pistol round. Regardless, does not matter. It's going to be even quicker into the game, and Nexus, they have pushed up BTN towards the flank. That's going to mean they have going to have 4 players stacked over towards this B site. Straight off the bat, Bishop, he's going to catch out Zello there. So first frag going in the way of Fragsport, and they are going to try and continue that as they conga line out onto this B site, all through drop down and plateau. Push goes out. Mertz, he's leading the charge as Sexy over towards the back of the rock, but he does get taken down. BTN trading things back out, but it's still a man advantage situation for Fragsport. Pressure alleviated as another kill comes in, and more for the CT side as well. There's just 2 more remaining here for the terrorists, and they haven't got this bomb down as well. Nice shot from Bishop, gonna try and follow up, but runs out of ammo there, has to crouch below the stairs, and these 2 CTs just holding onto the site. Another frag comes out, and Ryder will clean it up as well. So Nexus pistol round on the board at a 1-0 secured here, as Fragsport without the bomb down are likely going to be going into this force for the second round. And yeah, a bit of investment. Mert saving a little bit for that AWP as he usually does, and we will have to fall by on the rest of the players as Nexus, they commit to a couple of SMGs here, a couple of rifles as well. Nothing too damaging, and going for a normal setup now, which is what I like to see. They're switching up the pace. They've got 2 players over towards A here for the CT side, so instead of going for that 1A information play, going out mid, which means they can stack 4 players over towards B, they're just playing it safe. They've got a bit of a bait play down mid. We've got BTN just holding the angle, and if anyone walks out, we've got 2 players to deal with them. So typical CT side setup here from Nexus, and obviously, player BTN over towards the door, he can rotate really fast back into B if needed as well, so it's not going to be too much of an issue in terms of rotation time. And already, first kill going to be going on the way of Fragsport. Bit of a push out to A. BTN does trade, but he gets caught off with the PT50 there, making its way out of long. Now these are 2 entry frags. There's never going to be more than 2 CTs on this A site in this kind of situation, so we can instantly see the CT start to rotate back in, but they're losing their lives swiftly. Sexy goes down, and now 2 more remain. Cosmine, he gets shot in the body as well, shot in the face as well through that wall of Mertz. That is disgusting. Deeg through the smoke. Zello will fall, and Fragsport, they take the force buy as well, so a round going to their favour. This time Nexus, they are going to be bringing the fight in terms of this aggressive pistol buy. Yep, so Fragsport, bit of a play into B it seems, setting up for a fast take. They've got a little bit of outside A control just in middle to hold for any CT aggressive rotations, which is what you're likely going to see on these kind of low buys from Nexus. There's always potential that this one player BTN could push out through middle and try and flank onto B, because if he can do that, he can, if he can come in here, get into the B halls, we can instantly see a full rotation onto the B site, knowing this is going to be a B take, because it can't be A unless they kill BTN. But in the meantime, these pistols are working out to great effect, and the scout on Zello. There's both 2 Fragsport players falling already. Double man advantage in the way of Nexus here with no return from Fragsport. Of course, they do have the better weaponry to play with, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a disadvantage here, especially with Cosmin getting that aggressive. Takes down Ultra, Bishop trading things up, grabs himself an AK to play with, and now a hit over towards this B site. There's Zello to hold it off. He gets a tag with a scout, tries to follow up, but that's Kree to trade. Another peek going the way of this T side is Bishop and Kree are both going to take down Sexy. A bit of a throwaway from Nexus. They did have this round in the bag in a 5v2, but now it's starting to fall apart. While these two Fragsport players are very low, Nexus, they got these deagles, and if you do miss that first couple of shots, your aim is going to be going wild. I mean, this is going to be a very difficult thing to hold down. They need to be landing their bullets here as Fragsport. They sneak their way up in towards B. BTN expects an A push, starting to rotate. Ryder, he's got all the pressure on himself. He's going to miss the first couple of shots. Lands the third, though, but Kree, he does trade things back out. Bomb yet to go down, and BTN rotates him back in, just waiting for the right time to peek. He will hear that bomb go down, so he now can commit to it, knowing it is a full plant, knowing this player's back on the edge of the site. Sneaking in towards a rock, he gets blinded. Holds down. Kree, he's just holding the angle, but the issue is BTN sneaking in from behind. It's going to be the perfect timing. Oh, he catches him. AK can be grabbed as well. Bomb going to be defused, and the round going to Nexus despite the force buy coming in. But nice stuff from Nexus there, resetting on the economy of Fragsport, but obviously this bomb down is going to mean that we may see a buy here. The reason Fragsport could potentially buy up here is because Nexus, losing 4 players in that round, are going to have a bit of a low economy there. Nades are going to be extremely limited in some of the players, and you can see, I mean, they've got a fair bit together, more than we expected, but at the end of the day, it's not a full buy by any means, which means Fragsport, you know, going for this force up is trying to just catch off these CTs while they don't have a full buy, because if they give away on an eco, Nexus will be able to buy up full in the upcoming round, and that's where things could get dangerous, because they could start to rattle together their CT economy, and Fragsport, they do not want to allow that to happen here. And going for a bit of a fast play out onto B. It's Cosmin to hold things down. First damage comes out. Tag, but not quite a kill. Going to try and follow up. Gets tagged in return. Ultra is going to push him down there to 37 HP. And finally, Zello, he will get that first kill with the help from this associate Cosmin. Lots of kills going either way. Bishop, he's going pretty big, but he does eventually fall. Truth and Kree, though, to clean things up. And Fragsport, they're going to pick up that second round for themselves on the board. A force by potential from Nexus, but they did just lose out against a force from Fragsport. And that's exactly what I was talking about. This force buy is for that exact reason. Yep, Nexus, they are going to counter force this one. It's just going to be force wars. Basically, all this is going to need is one team to pick up 2 rounds in a row, and then we'll start seeing ecos. Ryder's even saving his money here, so he knows there's not a great chance of them picking up this one, considering Fragsport have a little bit more to work with. They've got a couple of SMGs here, and already the first kill going the way of Sexy. Will be traded, but it's pushed onto the B side once again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it's definitely not going to be broke, because Kree, he's got himself a couple of entries, and already the CT's left in a 2-man deficit going in for this retake. Tagged up players on Fragsport though. This is always one positive in the side of Nexus. They could potentially exploit that factor. They can get themselves a couple of quick tags off and maybe grab a couple of rifles. They could potentially retake this one, although the time is so low. They are just holding in for these exits, trying to wait for these rifle players to leave the bomb site so they can take them down. Cosmin gets blinded, but he just sits there pretty and goes down to Mertz. And there we go, Ryder. No one's walking towards you, man. Just back off and save as Fragsport. They pick up a third round now. That's 2 in a row, so that is going to be the economy at least stabilised for the time being. And now Nexus will be going into their eco finally here. Their economy has had a rocky start for both teams, but it will be stabilising out for the time being. And here we go, pushing to B. We have Nexus investing this one deagle. That is it. This is just going to be a complete clean slate, a wipe down you'd like to expect here. SMGs galore. They're going to be running out onto the site. Lots of entries, no return from the CT. And Ryder, the only pistol player, is going to be caught out as well. Unable to get anything. Round going to Fragsport, but now the buy coming up from Nexus. Mm-hmm. 7 rounds in. The AWP is out on either side now, so we've got adult battle potential as well. Same setup from Nexus this time. Lots of pressure on B in terms of having the manpower there. There's only BTN holding off on A, and that's the issue because they can really sneak past him. He's just playing in this matrix area. If they sneak up long and don't check this lower angle, he may be unaware of their positions. However, they're going to start to utilize some of their utility here. This is going to be looking like a bit of an A split coming in with the bomb going through that drop down area, as I'm guessing to see. But BTN, great angle. They're not going to expect it. Truth gets a shot off anyway, and that will be Fragsport. Now man advantage into this round. 5 on 4. Nexus have already begun to rotate a couple of these players back, and the bomb in the meantime from Ultra, it's going to be making its way back towards the safe side as well to join this push. As Ryder's still close up in the halls there. He's going to be able to catch that one. Truth does fall. Re-peeking onto that. Bomb's dropped. Ultra's found. And now Nexus, they turn it around. They take the man advantage back in their favour, and Zello follows up as well. There's just 2 players left on the Fragsport side, and the bomb's going to be down in the open for the CT control as well. But Ryder, he's almost going to get caught out there. Takes down Cree. He's looking for his 4th, but Mertz is going to be able to catch him off guard. However, Zello, he's quick to trade, and now it is going to be another round for Nexus. Back on the board, it's very rocky, very up and down, but at least they will stabilise for the time being. However, Fragsport still not going to be ecoing this one. They've got a fair bit of money left in their bank, even after the buy. Look at that. Full buy coming out, and they've still got, 3k in. Despite having a very back and forth game so far, they are going to be able to commit to the buy this time. Nexus still on this AWP, keeping it into the next round on Zello after getting that final kill. But the rebuy on Mertz from that AWP as well. He has even got armor to support it, so it's looking good for the time being. They are setting up outside of A, so Bishop trying to play a bit of a lurk play over towards this plateau here. Maybe find an entry, force a rotation back towards B before his teammates commit towards A, but all he does is go down. At least that gives the wrong idea to Nexus. Now they think there may be something A going on, but in the meantime, Ryder, he's pushing back to boost his teammate, or at least get boosted over towards this back of the I don't even know what this is, back wall, I guess. Also, the T's have brought out their own boost in Mertz, who's going to just be holding that angle, and BTN is getting very up close and personal. He may just be caught out, but Mertz, he's going to have to drop off here. That will make a noise. Maybe BTN would have heard that from them. The flash is going over as well. He's got a Molotov posted up. He's going to exploit that as well. Throws out a flash to join, and he does get blinded in the meantime. But Ryder, he's got the pressure of holding on to middle. Turns away from the flash. He's going to be ready for this one. Takes one, but Truth trades. And now a 4-on-3 in play as these T's, they've got to hit towards the A site. The time's just getting too low, but BTN's going to line one up. Mertz trades. He does get the tag out as well, but Cosmin will land the shot to deal the fatal blow. It's all on Truth now. 1v3. Having to push himself back into the site. The bomb is going to be in his hands, but there's just so little time, and the CTs just have all this map control over towards the site. This Cosmin on default, he has a bit of a crossfire as well, and he's going to take the shot to finish it off. Truth goes down. Nexus, a 4th round on the board, and they finally equalise things up. Without a bomb plant, now the money is going to be iffy for Fragsport, but they can definitely still afford a buy here. Maybe a couple of lackluster nades. But Galil's are going to at least facilitate the nade buys. And the UMP as well. That's clever from Bishop. Instead of just going for the Galil and not having anything really, he goes to the UMP. That's only $1,200 for that gun. So you save a hell of a lot more money, allowing him to buy up this full nade set here as Fragsport. There you go, leaping back into this A site here through long and middle. Flash entry. Ultra leads it, and he gets a kill. BTN falls. Now the man advantage back in the favour of these T's, and Nexus, only got one player on the site. That is Ryder. Cosmin, again, is rotating back in with that M4. But Ryder, he's going to have to kick this off with a couple of nice kills. He does do so. That's going to be some good holds. And now the CT's in position. They don't really need to peek. This double setup is amazing as well. If Ryder goes down, Cosmin can just trade, and he's going to sit in the Molotov. Jumps out as well, but he actually spots him. And Ultra backs off in the right timing, so no pick going for him as well. Mertz will fall with the AWP, and Ultra is going to be unable to get anything there. Nexus, they take another round on the board, and a 5-4 back in their favour as Fragsport now finally are going to be left in the eco. It's been a long time coming, but the buy is not going to be facilitated here as they're just on these P250s and maybe some Tech 9s. Yeah, Deagles as well. Nothing else though, only armor and Ultra and a flashbang just to get themselves maybe drop down or into that B site some way, but a bomb plant's looking very unlikely here as they haven't got any utility to cordon off these CTs out of their positions. And Nexus again, as they have been doing the whole map, a quad stack over towards this B site. Fragsport just setting outside slowly. Ultra with that flashbang is going to be in position to get themselves out of this drop down. Sorry, but there's only 2 players in position there, and the P250 not going to be the best run and gun weapon compared to the Tech 9, especially with the armor supporting Ultra. But it can be at least used for a meat shield to allow Ultra to facilitate some kills. They are just setting up, ready and waiting though. Minute on the clock. Cosmin, he's going to hear that drop as well. He just turns back around towards his drop down, expecting maybe a bit of a split into the A site, but in the meantime, Sexy, he's going to be able to spot out these players. Truth, tagged down and dead now. 2 players remain. Ultra's going to pop out with that Tech 9, gets himself one as well. Kree should be following up on Plateau. What's he doing? He finally lands a headshot. That's going to be Zello falling down with the AWP, but it's still 3 more to deal with, and with just so little time left, he is just going to get eliminated from the server. Nexus, they take another round on the board. That's 4 in a row now, not 3 in a row. Wow. And Fragsport, buy comes out, yes, but they need to hurry up and start resetting the economy of these CTs as it starts to build up slowly but surely. Fragsport outside of the B side again. I mean, it's not been working for them too well, but they have been on kind of low buys most of the time, so that is something that can be expected here. And this time Nexus changing up the pace a little bit. 3 players over towards B and only 2 over towards A as well. So now they're going to have the wrong setup for the push coming in. But regardless, the kills will go their way. Finally, Mertz trades things out. No AWP, but he still makes it work with the AK-47. Cosmin backing off, allowing his teammates to rotate back in through the connector here. And he has to wait before this bomb goes down. They are going to be at least committing to the plant, the utility, allowing them to smoke cross. And Mertz, another headshot there. That's key. He gets stinked in the process, but that's huge. The Molotov may affect Truth, but he gets a bomb down just before. And Mertz, there's no need to peek there in a 3v3, especially when you're on 9 HP, man. Don't do that. Truth has to hold off onto the site. He gets a refrag that Mertz lost, and now it is a 2v2. These CTs fast pushing back up. It's going to be Ryder to take the fight. He gets himself one, an equal trade going back and forth from Kree towards the back of the plateau, just holding off there. No need to peek from him at all. But Ryder, he's going to be able to find the cross angle. That's very clever there. I like that. Throws a smoke out to give the idea to Kree that he's on the bomb, and instead, Kree, who's sitting over towards here, moves away a little bit. He catches him out from this angle. Very, very nice stuff there. Fragsport, they're going to be able to actually pick up another round on... Oh, sorry. Nexus are going to be able to pick up another round on the board. Fragsport, get that bomb down. Another buy is going to be allowed here. But at the end of the day, it's not even the fact that you're getting 4 kills. It's the fact that you're not winning rounds. You need to start stacking them together here. It's going to be a 5-round streak so far from Nexus, bringing it back from 2 to 4. This map supposedly meant to be T-side, but right now it's T-side a bit. It's not right now turning into that kind of shape here as Fragsport. They're going to try something new, hitting towards A. I mean, they've done this a couple of times, but not really been too successful in their endeavours. And again, Nexus already are going to start to rotate players back. Cosmin's just sitting in the connector just in case he needs to be moving over towards A. And Fragsport making it far too blindingly obvious. Cosmin, he's already positioned himself towards the connector. This is just so closer to rotating back into the site. He can get into balcony in just a second there. So, you know, look at that. 4 seconds. Not even that. Probably less. So, right now, Nexus, they've got the correct setup for this, but are they going to maintain it late into the round if Fragsport aren't showing any aggression towards either areas of the map here? So, that is one positive that Nexus may go, guys, I think we've read this wrong. They must be rotating. They could push their players back towards B. Although that being said, Ryder, he's going to go for the complete opposite. Moving on towards the A site. Going to be the right call to make. The smoke goes over. That may land indoors. Meanwhile, a bit of a push over towards drop down there from Ultra, and the bomb going to be backing off as well to join these players over towards the B site. Nexus, they're expecting this A push coming in now. Sexy's going to get one, but it's still a 5v4, and Fragsport now finally going to commit to this. The information gained from BTN's push is going to relay that to his teammates. They know this is a B take coming underway, and Mertz is getting that entry frag as well. Ryder's still on the back of the site. Kree is going to be up on the plateau, and Mertz making his way out of that drop down as well. Gets caught out. Kree, another entry going the way of the T's, but there's still 2 more players left on the CT side. The bomb is yet to go down. It will finally be planted. Truth almost catching out, but that's Kree to do the damage, and he gets a bomb down as well. It's all going to be on BTN. Rotating in from the long flank, but they know this is coming in. They've got to have the knowledge that this is the last A player coming in for the CT side. He's been playing it all map, and he's going to flash over, giving away the position as well. Committing to the push back up towards his plateau. The Molotov, that's towards the back of the chicken coop, and no one's going to be residing in that place. And Kree just holding onto the site, playing this one perfectly. He's not going to be over peeking like we've seen a little bit of on the Fragsport side. Although that being said, he takes the fight regardless, put down to a low HP. Both these players on 20. First gets caught out. BTN lands ahead onto Truth. He's just going to have to wrap himself around the box. The time is so low. He needs to take this fight. He needs to hurry up with it, but ring around the rosies. This is amazing play from Kree. He knows what he's doing, and there's just no time left. That is absolutely phenomenal. Kree, he plays it perfectly and pixel perfect. Round the back of the site does not allow BTN to get back into it. You can't even blame BTN for that one. It is going to be the round going to Fragsport, and Kree, That is just phenomenal stuff. Their 5 rounds finally going to be found here as Nexus. Their money is going to be oh so weakened. And the reason for this being is every round that they win, they do lose a lot of players. You can see always 2 players at least. And on the previous round 4, meaning they constantly have to rebuy, so their economy is going to be low. And that is going to be the pretty much round again secured for Fragsport here, as this eco is unlikely to really facilitate anything for the Nexus side. And they are aware of what they're up against. They are going for this fast B take once again. A bit of a push down into the drop down. Nice duck there. Ultra could have team killed his mate, but it's not going to go that way either way. Nexus having to triple or double rotate as 3 of their players have already been found over towards B, and Fragsport cementing their round with a bomb plant very shortly. Dear. Oh, spicy. BTN. Bit of redemption from his previous round, but Fragsport's still going to have it at the end of the day. DCT's just waiting for the exit, so I'd like to see Fragsport save towards long. There's no real reason to take the fight up against pistols. They have nothing to gain from that. Only pistols saved. It's not going to be a benefit of any means to chase them down, so yeah, really unnecessary there. But Ultra actually gets away with it somehow. BTM will fall, and Fragsport, 6 rounds on the board. This is a very good T-side to start it off. We aren't done completely, but a couple more rounds left, and Nexus, this is going to be their bye. Fragsport again setting up outside of B. This is going to be probably the similar play that we've seen the map crease over towards A in the meantime. And potentially a bit of a late B play after Cree maybe has forced a rotation. That's his role right now. Just put pressure on A, nades and smokes and flashes, and spray through the wall to try and force Nexus to push one of these B players back towards the A site. But nothing will be coming through here, as the smokes are going to be heavily put down towards B, signaling a different approach here from Fragsport, the correct approach. Look at this. I like this. Sexy's pushed up towards the edge of the smoke. If he gets a flash in from one of his teammates or even himself, that could be a great pick coming his way. Mertz, great boost on top of that site. He's going to be able to catch out Cosmine. And there we go. Zello falls down as well. Sexy trades things out from the drop down, but he only gets 1 before he gets dropped. Ryder's going to be the last player on B as a rotation from BTN once again comes out from A. It's just going to be Ryder here. Haven't told this one off now. BTN's in position to join him and do so, but really, maybe a save, maybe an order. It's a very hard one to justify, though, with a 2v3 on their hands. They could get that pick and turn it back in their favour, and BTN going to try and do that. He gets caught out with a double peek, though, and Mertz and Truth both picking up a frag. And, I mean, you've got to give it to BTN at the end of the day. I mean, he's been having his struggles, but he right now is 12 and 10, been playing this A role, and almost every round Fragsport have gone is over towards B. So BTN constantly on this rotation and still able to put up good numbers. So it's interesting to see that as well. But obviously Mert, I guess most people would class him as a star of Fragsport. He is definitely going to be showing it. 15 and 9 right now. The AWP player here for the T side. And the AWP is going to be back on him as well, as we see the double scout brought up from Nexus. So, I mean, that's basically an AWP if you put 2 and 2 together. Fragsport, bit of a play into B. Broken record here, it seems, as they don't realise that A is also a site. Bit of pressure on to drop down, and Bishop, he's going to be leading this, clears it all out. There's no one in position there. And he's just got to hold on to this angle as well, but Sexy, oh, giving the fake jump. Sexy's going to expect the lower angle. I love that. It's so clever there, but regardless, not going to land the kill. Still gets the damage off into Sexy, down to 35 HP, and Fragsport, not man advantage by any means, but definitely damage advantage going into this round, and weaponry, as this is the last of the half. So committing all 5 players down towards this plateau and drop, and Bishop finally getting that first kill onto Ryder. But look at this, what are you checking on? He doesn't clear the close angle. Cosmine going to be able to benefit. Trey comes out, Cosmine is going to fall, and Zello with the scout making things work. He does pick up 1 headshot, but still Bishop wrapping around the back of the site, going to be able to catch them out. Sexy trades, and it's just equal manpower here, back and forth. Jump scout could be very, very lucrative here for BTN, and he's going to be able to get another tag off onto Crete. Not the kill, though. Trey coming out from Korea again, back in the favour of this T side. It's Sexy. He has to drop one of these, or at least deny the plant. There's 20 seconds left. If he can just drop one of these players and just hide for the rest of the round, it's going to be his. But peeks out too aggressively. He gets called out. Lots of damage onto him. He's low on ammo as well, so a reload is going to be necessary. The flash going out, and Crete finishing it off as well. Fragsport, they take the half 8-7, and that's a very normal half as well. Seeing an 8-7 T side, not something we really find unexpected, I guess you could say. It is a T-sided map, especially at the top level of play. Not too heavily, it's very equal. So this is kind of the 8-7-9-6 you would expect to see on the T side. So I like to see this, and both teams putting up a good number either way. But we will be going into the second half regardless. I'd like to know what you guys in chat think. What's your prediction after this? Can you put a... let's go with a PogChamp if you think Fragsport are going to be able to close this one out. And give me a Ming Lee if Nexus are going to be able to take it, okay? PogChamp for Fragsport or Ming Lee for Nexus. I'd like to know what you guys think. But here we go into the second pistol here. So... Glocks and USPs out, as Harry calls them, USPs. Bit of armour on the side of Fragsport, one nade buyer as well, and we are going to have Nexus on that one nade buyer on Sexy as well. He's going to pull out that Molotov there, so not typically a smoke, which is what you expect to see on this T-side pistol, especially on Cobble, but regardless, Truth's going to kick it off. Nice headshot coming out, that's a man advantage already secured. But he doesn't need to give anything away here. Got to take a bit more of a fight, knowing this USP is going to be the long-range advantage here. We're having a lot of Ming Lees in chat, a lot of Nexus supporters here, which is interesting to see. But let's see how this one goes. Push out onto B. Truth, he's going to be holding. Lands another shot there. That's going to be Sexy to fall. Mertz again from the flank gets himself another, but it's going to be Ryder to double trade things out. Still, he's got 3 more players to deal with, and he's going to have to pick up the ace to secure this round. He's going for it. It's going to be Ultra to fall, and now another one over towards the back of the drop down area. He knows where both these CTs are, but he's got to find the angles to secure him the kills. Backing off, could grab himself a USP here, and that's going to be the right call to make. Now can take the long range fights. Going to be far better. Pushing back into B here. It's going to be Bishop holding this really tight angle. Ryder may just walk into it. You can see already Kree's repositioned towards the back of the chicken coop, so that's going to be great. He's not going to expect that angle as well, and the Molotov has already been used, so he can't throw that over towards Kree. Sneaking back in though. It's just basically a numbers game. He's just waiting for Fragsport to rotate a player back towards his A site. And Bishop, he's going to be sitting towards the door, but not fully rotated. Kree spots him out. That's all the information he needs there. He doesn't need to take the fight. Ryder knows where both these guys are, but again, no bomb plant going to go down. He's going to get aggressive here, trying to flank round to catch out these players, but both of them playing so passive. This is how you do it. Fragsport playing phenomenally. There's just no time to rotate back onto A, and we are going to see Bishop cleaning up as well. So Fragsport, 9 rounds on the board. And I think PogChamp is winning here, even though the majority of the votes here is going to be in the way of Ming Lee. So 9-7. No bomb from Nexus, unfortunately for them, and they will have to force up into this one. Push up into middle though. Kree's on the UMP. Going to spray a couple down, or at least almost. He does get a lot of damage onto that second player, Cosmine, who's going to be chasing down Bishop here. Relentless aggression, and Ultra rotating back and through to try and deny this bomb plant here. Going to be trying to get a bit of damage off. It's just the long range battles that are going to favour these SMGs over the pistols. Aside from the Deagle in the hands of BTN, he's proven to be a little bit strong with that weapon, so it's probably not the best idea to face it, but regardless, they're going to get away with it. Cosmine is found as well, and the bomb going to be dropped in the open towards these CTs as well. What's Mertz doing? Walks into the open, going to get caught from Zello, and BTN actually catching a rotation as well. What's happening here? It's a 2v2. Nexus have brought it back, and while it will be Zello to go down, it's almost in contention here. BTN's got himself another weapon to work with, and now a 1v2 in his hands here. He makes his way up towards this ramp. Ultra's on the site. We've got Bishop towards that plywood. Going to expose himself. Damage goes out. He's 3 HP. He could pull out this UMP at this point. Flash goes over as well. And he will commit to that UMP fight. He's got plenty of time to play as well. If Bishop exposes himself, he will. He gets a shot off regardless. Very risky from Bishop. If he went down, Ultra only had 3 HP. That could have been the clutch. But a 10-7 on the board now, and Pistol's going to be out for Nexus. Not too many, in fact. Tech 9, a couple of PT50s out is going to be it. No armor or utility to play with, and a bomb plant is looking very, very unlikely up into this round. As usually, even on B, while it is easy to get that control of the passive site over towards Plateau, You really need a smoke to hold off the cross to commit to a plant. Otherwise, you typically aren't going to be able to get it on this T side. So, well, they could get a couple of entries and maybe get a bomb plant. It's not going to be a very likely situation, especially with the weaponry that we have on the Fragsport side. Going to be perfect for ridding the opponents of this of these pistols, at least in having no armor. Bit of a shred gun on Ultra as well on that SMG, but rush right up onto the site. Mertz is going to peek out with the UMP. Trade does come through as Zello gets that headshot, but there's Truth to deal with on the site. That's a dink. That's huge. Cosmin, he has to follow up, but he's not going to be able to. He gets himself one before the trade comes through, but Bishop, rotation back in, going to be able to shut that down before the bomb plant gets out of order. And 11-7 in the way of Fragsport as Nexus buying up finally for this T side, but it is going to be their last attempt to get back into the game. Well, not last attempt, but one of their last attempts here. They only have a few more buy rounds on their hand. If they lose this, we're going to see another eco, unless they get a bomb plant. And Fragsport, they'll be up to 13 then. So yeah, 2 real proper buys left, assuming there are no bomb plants. So this is something to take into account for Nexus. A lot of pressure on this one. But a very slow round here. Nexus going to be making their way with 2 players up towards this A side. Bombs dropped outside the middle as well, so I'm not too sure what they're trying to accomplish with this one, unless they're going for some kind of split into the drop down to come back into A. Even so, they've got to rotate a player back towards that bomb, but already starting to lose manpower here as Ultra catches out Cosmin on the drop down, so man advantage away of Fragsport. It is really slow though from Nexus. I feel like the setup at the beginning of the round was trying to accomplish something different than what they're doing now, which is just hitting back towards A. I think they wanted to send 2 players into drop down to try and split through the connector and have this A control as well with a bomb, but they were just too late on the rotation, and now with 20 seconds left, they've got to get a bomb down. How the hell is that even going to be possible here up against 5 CTs? It's not, spoiler alert, but Nexus, they're going to try and attempt it anyway. Don't want to cut your losses too early. Going to try and push onto this side. There's 1 player to deal with. Bishop's on the crossfire. Set up. First kill coming out, but there's the bomb dropped, and there it is in the open as well. No peek coming out from 3. He just plays it safe and a clean up. If Nexus had maybe 20 more seconds, that round could have definitely worked out, but due to the impending rush of it, because obviously they had no time, that was the issue. And losing that first player, Cosmin going down to Ultra over in drop down, that was the main issue that they were facing there. So Fragsport, 12 rounds on the board. Nexus, again, bit of investment into pistols, some armor on BTM, but by and large, it's going to be the eco. As we see Fragsport once again just hold on to this SMG on Ultra. He's doing mighty fine work with it, and long may it continue as we see this eco come out. There's the first. Obviously there are 2 armoured players on Nexus to deal with, so that's 1 positive, but the SMG is still going to be able to do a fair amount of damage against them. The push out. Truth, he may get caught. He seems like he will. Takes the fight regardless because he's forced to. He does go down after 1 kill, but still, that's more than enough to play with here as he has set plenty of CTs to back himself up. Mertz being one of them, and 3 kills from the back of the chicken coop there as well to secure Fragsport that round. 13-7. Pistols now turned into rifles for Nexus. Investment, and is this the tilt buy or is this a strategy? Zello's going to be on that auto sniper on the T side. Not what you usually see. I don't know. Trying to work it out. I'm trying to work it out. I think I'm looking too deep into it. I don't think there's any kind of situation you ever buy up the auto sniper on the T side unless you're on Dust 2 spamming down mid. Literally ever. I just don't see a position where it's good. The AWP is always better. You need too many bullets with that auto to get a kill. And while it may work on the CT side, holding an angle, pushing an angle as a T, that never works. But hey, Nexus could always come back into this game. It's not going to be over, you know, till it's over, till 16 rounds has been found. But push out onto the B site from the Nexus guys. The first entry does come through. It's not with the auto sniper sadly, but the AKs work out. Now the push comes in. BTN going to try and trade things out, but Mertz getting that pick there. So 4v4 in play. Connected control in the hands of Nexus, but Truth just turns right around, back around to drop down. Gets himself to. Follows up as well. It's all on Zello. He's already dropped the auto. Going to retrieve his trusty AK here, and he's got so many players to deal with. I don't see it happening. Mertz is going to get caught out at least, but there's still 2 more to find, and with 40 seconds left, and the CT is already in the site to deny this plant. It's looking very unlikely. Bishop waiting, biding his time, allowing his teammate to rotate in, so if he does go down, the trade is going to be imminent. And, you know, there's no time to rotate back towards A, but that being said, there's no real need to take the fight. However, Bishop, he's got the confidence, it's going to work out, and he throws away his gun as well. No, that's so bad from Bishop. The round time on this is only a second or two, so, or the post-round time is only a second or two on this config, so he loses M4. Of course, it's not too much of a deficit because they do keep on to this buy, knowing they have all the economy to work with. The Nexus, again, lack of bomb plant on this T side, if they've even got one yet. No, they haven't. But they're still able to buy up 4 rifles. So Nexus have enough to work with, but it's more just not being able to get those picks, not being able to get themselves back on this site. Fragsport, they're looking very good, but they have 3 players over towards A, and that's a wrong call to make with all these B smokes coming down from Nexus. They are going to be committing to the site. There's already 2 CTs backing off, and this is so clever. They're playing for the 5-on-5 retake. No, this is not the typical site that you want to be in a retake situation for, but they are going to be playing it safe. That's better than losing 2 players and having to play a 3-on-5 or a 3-on-4 back into the site. So now they fully commit to it with all their manpower, but the first kill going the way of Ryder. Cosmin as well, following up. Truth spots out the upper player, and Cosmin with low HP going to get caught out as well. Kree does have to follow up and try and trade this one out, but Bishop instead, another entry back onto the site. It's going to be a 3v2, but Yellow trading it back on. Zello, sorry, trading it back on. It's a 2-on-2 in play, and Bishop another kill. What's happening? Ryder gets himself 1 and 2. That's Nexus to pick up the round. That's going to be the clutch for him and keeping it alive for Nexus, but for how long for is that going to be? I'm not too sure. And Fragsport, this is where that saved weapon in the previous round may have been a good idea, because if they had that gun and Bishop didn't need to buy up into the previous round once again, they would have had 3 rifles out of this. They could have invested heavily, but regardless, pistols are going to be out here for the Fragsport side, and Nexus, they keep on to their rifles. I mean, pistols, yeah, you can always get something done with it, but at the end of the day, Fragsport are going to be focused on getting these saves, maybe getting a couple of weapons out of this round. If they can pick it up, that's going to be perfect, but it's less than likely here. Especially with Nexus hitting this A site, the more long range of the two, the site where the pistols aren't going to come into as much effect, and especially not on this retake here. But they're making the right call to making the right call on this T site, considering Kree is going to be the only player holding that one off. Deadly Deagle in his hands, but that is all he has to his name. Although Nexus haven't committed yet, and that's going to give a lot of time for Fragsport to rotate their players over. Mertz has already pushed up on B long, and that's the issue. If you don't have a lurk player on Nexus, and look at this, Mertz is just going to be allowed to push up, get all this information, allow his teammates to just rotate back into the site, and now they can go for the stack, which is going to be perfect for the CTs, or maybe not so much. Cosmin, entry comes through, there's a couple of players on the default spot, but one towards the back of the site. Cosmin executes Kree, there's still Bishop to deal with, and he is going to be sitting there pretty towards the back. They haven't cleared it out, but they don't really know. He checks it anyway, but still, Ryder gets a kill, and Cosmin get a follow up as well. So Nexus, 9 rounds on the board, it's flawless. They don't lose a single player, and Fragsport able to afford up into this round with a fairly decent bite. It's not going to be too, hindered as we go into the 24th round here. Nexus starting to amount a bit of a comeback. But regardless, Nexus, I mean, they've started to come back. If they can just keep the momentum going, CS is such a momentum-based game, there's always a chance they can actually secure this map. May that be in overtime or just in the normal game. But it's always on the table. And a bit of a push is going to be set up towards this B site. There's 3 players to deal with. Mertz is going to be on that AWP. We have Truth playing close as well, waiting for this push, but the smoke, the setup is so great from Nexus. Truth gets himself the entry, drops the bomb as well, but there's going to be a trade. Mertz angling around the back of the smoke, going to be able to catch out another, and Ultra, he may be flashing himself right through. He does. That's going to blind out one. He gets himself a free kill, or does he? Yes! Zello, though, trades, and now will be a 2v3 back in play. Ryder follows up with another, and Kree just going to spray them down there. That's going to be the round to Fragsport, but Nexus, they put up a really good start back into that site. However, it's not going to work out in the long run. The buy still going to have to come through as they are fighting with their backs up against the wall. However, the lack of bomb plant's going to mean their buy is a little bit weaker than usual. You can already see the Eagle out on Zello and UMP out on BTN with not a lot of utility as well to work with. Not the best to work with for the Nexus side, but got a couple of rifles for the entries. You can always drop them between players if you get tagged up or if you go down, so it's not a huge issue here for the Nexus side. But that is Mertz first kill, and Kree, he's going to be holding on front towards long with the support from Bishop. The kill will go on the kill will go the way of Bishop. Sexy goes down, and now 3 players remaining for Nexus. We're imagining a bit of a clean-up on Fragsport, looking like they want to close out this map in style here after coming back from a few round wins in the way of Nexus. That being said, though, Cosmine, he does get himself a couple of quick kills. What's happening here? Wallbang onto Bishop as well. And a minute on the clock. The bomb's going to be down more or less so in his favour. He takes down Mertz as well, but the flank is going to be coming through. There's Truth pushing in from the lower mid area. He has to expect this, but no, he turns around, and Ultra going to be able to secure that kill as well. It's 16-9 there in the way of Fragsport, and they're going to be able to pick up the map as well, knocking Nexus out of the event. That's going to be such an upsetting defeat there for the Nexus guys, but they did try their very best. However, it's all over for them. So Fragsport going to be continuing to the next part of the bracket as well to follow up with all the other teams. And that's not the last game we have for tonight as well. We do